Hi, good afternoon everybody. This is Berlin Shin demonstrating three labs from VMware vSphere lab manual under Enterprise Infrastructure subject. The three labs I've chosen are Lab 4, Lab 17 and 18 respectively. Lab 4 is about configuring VMware vCenter server appliance, and to get started, before I'm gonna go to the view and just enter a full screen view. Now, a server appliance, it's basically a Linux-based virtual machine that is optimized for running the vCenter and its associated services. Now, it should be configured before use, and for that configuration, there were some installation steps and license keys that have already been done, and we came up with a screen as seen. The first task is creating a vCenter inventory data center object, and for that we just go to vCenter, and under vCenter we select the option that's hosts and clusters. You can see a number of things, but we just go to the already a data center has been created, so if I click on that, so these are the summary of the data center created, and to create a new one you just go to this tab, and in the getting started option here you can select create a new data center, and if you click on that, first of all it will ask a name, so let it be like data center 1 or 2 something, and we won't be creating it, I'm just explaining the steps. And in data center, in the pane, this recent task pane, you can see the progress of creation once it's done. Now again you just go and you have to add a host to it, so we should right click and then select the option add host. It will ask you the name of the host, that's ESXi host, and they are we've been created and assigned the static IP addresses to them. So here you give the address. For me it's 198.168.1.84.1, and then you select next, and here it will ask the username and password. Here you give username as root and password you set while installing that. So for me I'm filling in that, and again go with next. It will ask you to connect anyway that it was not able to verify the authenticity, but anyhow you just say yes and move on. This is a short host summary, what platform and model. Again go next. We don't have any license, so we just keep going with the default thing, so we need not select this enable lockdown mode, and again next. And the location is where the host will be residing. It's data center 2 because you've started that, and then you go next, and then you'll complete it and your data center will be created as seen in this, like here data center, it was done like this. It will take a couple of seconds to complete its procedure, and it can be seen from the progress report here. With this, our lab 4 it's completed. Moving on to lab 17, which is user permissions, what we can do is we can create custom roles using the editing facilities in the VMware vSphere web client. It gives privileges, and it just gives privileges to the users. Like for example, we have a folder that's lab VM under which the virtual machines were encapsulated, and now the certain permissions in this lab will be set to the lab VM folder, and when the virtual machines will be created under it, they will be having those features in them. So to begin with, you have to go to home and first create a role, what kind of role you want. In the administration section here, you can see their roles, and you just click on that. A list will be kind of dropped down with these roles, and it's like VM creator I had done during my project, And to make a new one, you just click on this add button, and here it will ask you with the name and the privileges. Privileges are like what kind of things you want it should have, that row, and you can select like hosts, then data centers, data source, etc. So for like I give name row, and I just give the privileges like data centers and clusters, and I just get OK. Now the second task is like permissions on vCenter inventory objects. So the objects we'll be taking here, they're like under VMs and templates. For that you just go to home. Under vCenter you select VMs and templates from the left side, and then the folder that we have created in lab 6. It was like lab VMs folder in which the virtual machines can be grouped, and from the right hand side you go to manage. In this you can see a option already selected, that's permissions. Now you can add permissions to this folder, and for that you just have two options, not two options actually, two things. First you have to add users in groups, and then you from here you can select a non-domain privileged one. So I go with the, like if I select this guest, and go add, and then OK. And from the assigned roles I can go with my created role, that was role I think. And from this right hand side you can just select and get OK. After the roles they were selected, then you can just keep on adding certain permissions to hosts and clusters, or like your data stores or the standard networks. Now the next task is how to verify the permission usability. For that you must go to the VM templates, and under this you just right click and create a new virtual machine. Now when you will be creating a new virtual machine, automatically the permissions set to the lab VM folders will be given to these machines. Now to check that, what you'll do is you just power on the virtual machines, and then the permissions set you can verify, like if it is like deleting from disk, it's not there, and you create a virtual machine, you right click it, so there will be no option of the deleting from disk. But this is not the option I gave to this virtual machine, but you can check it from the all vCenter sections here. By this lab 17 it was completed, and we now move on to lab 18, that is resource pools. Now resource pools, it just had like how to create and use the pools on EL6i hosts by using the vCenter server. And the first task is about creating CPU contention. Now CPU contention, it is the state of multiple virtual machines that are competing for a limited CPU resources, and they are forced to share their resources, which like possibly resulting in a poorer virtual machine performances. Now to begin with, what we have to do is to the machines that we want to share the resource pools, we just have a setting for them. You right click it and go on edit settings, and in the settings that will be opened you just expand the CPU properties. In CPU properties you just expand and look for the scheduling affinity section here, and it was not filled beforehand. Here we need to type 1, and that will mean that the virtual machine will just have one processor. You do that. Now the second task is creating a resource pool. So for that you just go to hosts and clusters, and I'll just go back for your clearance. You just go to vCenter, hosts and clusters, and under it you just right click your ESXi host. Like for me it's this 198.168.1.85. You right click under all vCenter options. You can go to this option, that is new resource pool. So if I select this, a short wizard will be open asking for the name, and we just give anything like resource 1, and under this for the CPU the shares, they will be selected from normal to low. That okay, this resource pool has low CPU shares and all the options will be left as such, and you just click OK. On the right hand side you can see the progress of this task, and now if you check this host, another resource pool has been added. But you can see beforehand 2 resource pools like fin prot and fin test, and these two, if I go to this prod and if I go to the summary, you can see the CPU shares. From here you can expand and you can see the CPU is, the shares they are high, and alternatively for fin test resource pool the CPU shares they were kept low. Now the next task is creating the virtual machines inside these pools. So for that you can just create outside these pools, and like you drag and drop like this, and they will be added to your resource pools. And to check the functionality, the performance of the virtual machines, what needs to be done, it's like you just open the machine console and view the results of cpubz.vbs. So you will see that the performance of the CPU, which is high contention, it will be much higher than the other machine. And you can even edit those CPU shares of the machines, and you just like right click FinTest, go to the settings, and in the settings again you just go to the CPU shares, and you can keep changing the share section from low to like edit, from low to high, and anything you want, and then check the results accordingly. So in this video, firstly the vCenter appliance, it was configured, data center was created, and after that few labs of creation of virtual machines, and then finally we came to the permission setting, roles creation, and then how the performance, it can be checked by editing the settings of CPU share. So these are the 3 labs which I have completed in this video. I hope you have liked it, and thanks for watching.